to call the town council meeting in order. Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance and remain standing. Pledge allegiance.
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Councilman Marker will now read the names of any police officers that have been killed since our last meeting.
Deputy Sheriff Greg McCowan of the Blount County Sheriff's Office, Tennessee, end of watch Thursday, February 8th, cause of death gunfire. Sergeant Nevada Krenke of the Sheridan Police Department, West Wyoming, end of watch Tuesday, February 13th, cause of death gunfire. Police Officer Paul Elmstrand of the Burnsville Police Department, Minnesota, end of watch Sunday, February 18th, cause of death gunfire. Finally, Police Officer Matthew Rouge, also the Burnsville Police Department, Minnesota, end of watch Sunday, February 18th, cause of death gunfire.
Do we have a pastor? We have the roll call, please.
Councilmember Jim Marker,
Present.
Councilmember Larry Balla, Council President Rick Raifa,
Present.
Councilmember Melissa Robbins.
Present.
Councilmember Tony Hobson.
Present.
Okay, each member's received a copy of the February 6 minutes. What's the pleasure of the council?
Move to approve.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any discussion? All in favor of the motion signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. The motion carries. Could we have the claims, please?
Claims from various funds totaling $802,181.30.
Move to approve.
Second.
A motion and a second. Any discussion? All in favor of the motion signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. The motion carries. Could we have the announcements, please?
We have two announcements. There will be a redevelopment meeting on Tuesday, February 27th at 6:45. There will be a study session at 6:30 and one to follow if necessary. And the next town council meeting will be Tuesday, March 5th at 7 o'clock. There will be a study session at 6:30 and one will follow if necessary.
Do we have any communications? Reports? There's no public works, police?
No report.
Fire?
No report.
Building commissioner?
No report.
There's no finance report. This time we'll take public comment on any agenda items. If there's a comment or a question on any of the agenda items, that would be the time to ask that now before we vote on anything. All right, we'll go straight to new business. Ms. Robbins, are you the first item?
I have the Griffith 2024 event dates. Central Market will take place on Fridays, May 17th, May 24th, and May 31st. June 7th, 14th, 21st, 28th, and 29th, which is a Friday and Saturday for that weekend. July 5th, 12th, and 19th. August 2nd and 23rd. September 6th, 13th, and 21st. Blues Fest will be August 9th, 10th, and 11th this year. Rock and Rail is August 29th, 30th, 31st, and September 1st. Oktoberfest is October 4th, 5th, and 6th. The Symphony in the Park will take place August 3rd. Park Full of Art is July 20th and 21st. And the Boy Scouts Fall Harvest Festival is September 28th and 29th. I make a motion that we allow the sale of alcohol during all of these events in the park and on Broad Street.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any discussion?
Is this motion for alcohol and to have the events as well, or just alcohol?
Both.
All right, questions I have is, which fund will this be coming out of? Is this general fund?
No, we've never taken one penny out of the general fund for the
Okay.
events. Not 1 cent.
So it'll come out like seeded,
It'll
whatever.
come out of the event fund that generates most of its own revenue.
And this year's event fund is gonna be miscellaneous basically, or are we gonna create an event fund?
There is an event fund created.
Or is it, okay.
Would you like to see it? Gina, would you like to, if anybody wants to see it, we'll have one after. the
Yeah, I'd like
meeting.
to see a copy of it, please.
Okay,
Do you know when that was created?
before I came. So
Okay. Is it on this year's budget?
every event has its own line item.
Okay. I'll look at it again.
The clerk's office did it sometime in October, at the end of October.
Okay,
For this year's.
Oh, for this year, okay.
okay, so did I make it on this year's? Okay, good. All right, that is all.
Any other discussion?
I do have one more. Is there, with the impact of small businesses downtown Griffith, is there any way we can think about moving Rock and Rail to Central Park or somewhere else in town?
We can certainly ask our residents what they would prefer, but the reason Rock and Rail came to fruition where it was to benefit the downtown. I would ask maybe if one of the council members would like to do a poll of our business owners to see what their thoughts are and the impact of their business.
Sure.
We could maybe report back in about a month or so and see, I know most of the businesses I talked to, almost all of them, it's some of their business weekends of the summer.
Yeah, I do shop downtown here quite a bit. I go to everything from True Barbecue, Popcorn Place, Billy O's occasionally, all the way down the line to the butcher shop, to Grindhouse, and everywhere in between. So I do know there is some impact on Labor Day weekend.
Well, obviously, Mr. Hobson, as being a restaurateur type owner, Labor Day weekend's a horrible weekend for restaurants and bars to begin with. But secondly, I would venture to say that True Barbecue probably had their best weekend of the year at Rock and Rail.
All right.
I know that for a fact.
Well, that's good to know for True Barbecue. And we know Tony does pretty well too, of course, so there's no impact there. But
The festival was started with the intention of helping the businesses downtown in the worst weekend ever. And when that started, it started as sidewalk sales and other things and grew to a great festival. Just like other festivals around the area, like Pierogi Fest and things like that, that consume a lot of the downtown district. But I know for some businesses, Pierogi Fest generates 60 or 70% of their annual revenue. I think Rock and Rail has an opportunity to have, and I'm quoted in the paper saying this, 5,000 to 10,000 people downtown Griffith that are potential sales for you. You know, I will gladly visit some of the businesses that had stated in years past that they had lost revenue, actually have come back and said, you know, we're very sorry for saying that. We've increased our revenue. It's the best weekend we have.
well, I definitely appreciate having talked to them, especially on the west side of town as well.
Yeah.
That's all I have.
All right, then, several years ago, somebody had thrown some ideas out there about moving it to Central Park, and boy, oh boy, did we get some backlash back then, so.
Well, just as long as we look at options
It'd be
always.
It'd be a lot easier as an event organizer to have it in Central Park. It's about a tenth of the work as having it downtown, but, the businesses, would not want that, and just the whole novelty of having it on the street is what helped make this successful, I believe. So, by the way, it was, if it matters, the Times Best of the Region, Rock and Rail was, again, listed as one of the top festivals in the area, as well as Griffith's Downtown was listed as a top downtown, and actually Griffith, the town of Griffith was listed as one of the best places to live.
Well, and I'll dig up that South Shore
So
report also about
so
the,
something's working.
yeah.
It doesn't hurt to ask though, does it? That is all.
All right, so we have a motion and a second to approve the events and allow alcohol sales, with the exception of the Boy Scouts. There is no alcohol sales. And
Park Boulevard.
Yes.
And the symphony,
And Symphony, but the town, for the town events.
for the
Those are-
town events, yeah. Those are not town events.
So, all in favor of the motion signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. Motion carries. All right, next item on the agenda, Mr. Hobson.
I have that. It's a joint interlocal and mutual aid agreement for the South Lake County Crash Reconstruction Team. There are multiple entities that have teamed up with the town of Griffith that assist in reconstructing crash accidents. To enter into this, we need to vote on it and to have President Rifus sign it. I'd like to make a motion that we enter into the joint interlocal and mutual aid agreement for the South Lake County Crash Reconstruction Team.
I'll second.
We have a motion and a second. Is there any discussion? Chief Master, do you have anything to add to this?
Yeah, the need, for decades, the Lake County Sheriff's Department provided that service, that stopped, with the current sheriff. The state police picked it up for a period of time, but with staffing shortages they're experiencing, plus the workload of having all these additional Lake County agencies, they can no longer guarantee they provide that service, so a number of Lake County Police Departments, formed a coalition to provide that service. So we're entering upon, that agreement with them to provide that service to our town, which we've already used once as a good faith effort, team, they came out to a recent accident we had where it looked like there might have been a potential serious injury, but luckily the person pulled through. We didn't need it, but it was their nice tool to have for us. So any major accident where there could be major injury or fatality, this team will be called to provide the construction services.
All right, any other comments or questions?
No.
All right, all in favor of the motion signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. Motion carries. Do we have the last item?
I
Ms.
do.
Robbins?
It's a patrol service agreement between New Kozel of Ashford, doing business as Park West Apartments, and the town of Griffith. This is a continuation agreement between the police department and town of Griffith with New Park West, that they have a dedicated patrol services for the purpose of minimizing the potential of crime and quality of life issues through a collaborative, multi-component approach. The consideration is that Park West agrees to share 50% of costs associated with the salary and benefits to the assigned officer. They will be paying the town of Griffith $65,884.52. The payment is to be made to the clerk's office by May 1st, 2024. I make a motion that we allow President Rick Ripa to sign this agreement.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any discussion? All in favor of the motion signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. Motion carries. Any other items from the council? Okay, this time we'll actually go away from this meeting for a minute and open up the water board meeting. Could we please have a roll call?
Jim Marker,
Present.
Larry Bala, Rick Rifa,
Present.
Melissa Robbins,
Present.
Tony Hobson.
Present.
Good, motion to approve the minutes from January 19th.
Move to approve.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any discussion? All in favor of the motion signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. Motion carries. And could we have the claims, please, Ms. Smith?
We have the claims ending the year 2023 that totaled $50,000, and the current claims totaling $197,570.05.
I move to approve.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any discussion? All in favor of the motion signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. The motion carries. There is no other business or announcements. Any public comment regarding a water board issue before we close the meeting? All right, this meeting is closed and adjourned. We will go back to the town council meeting. This time, open the floor for public comment. If anybody has a comment or question, just please state your name. Yes.
For the event, you have a flyer to list all events and/or are they posted on the website yet? or-
They'll be posted on the website shortly. And then we will, we'll do our best to try to get something out, like we've done in years past. Any other? Yes, sir.
Hi, yeah, Jimmy Campos, President Griffith Pop Warner. My organization has been trying to pay to use the Franklin Center, and we have not been able to do so for the last couple of months. We've tried contacting a couple people, and we're just wondering what we can do to move forward.
All right, there are some issues there, Mr. Marker.
Yep, I did inform, I believe, your treasurer, Erica Aducci, that effective June 1st, I believe it was, my memory serves me correctly, we're no more, can't speak today, I've been speaking all day today. No more allowing people to lease or starting to back people out of the Franklin Center. So we did call and give Erica a heads up.
So nobody's gonna be using that facility at all, the church isn't gonna be there, the dance people aren't gonna be there, all the anonymous people aren't gonna be there.
That's a good question. We're trying to look at things individually here. That's why I gave Eric a head up. We had a discussion at town council study session here too, and I volunteered knowing, and being that I'm a sponsor, Pop Warner myself, I agreed to reach out and give Erica the heads up.
Okay, so you said effective when?
June 1st.
June 1st.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so I don't know, I hope that I'm not the only one that's being singled out, being that organizations for the kids. We have very limited space that is available to our cheerleaders to cheer.
Right, and Mr. Campbell, sorry for interrupting. We use it as offices as well as cheerleading as well, correct?
Correct, yes.
Okay.
Offices, I have an office space where I have storage and I do meetings and signups. And I also, we utilize the gym
And our biggest concern, as I told Erica as well, Mr. Duce, I should say, is the liability. You know, there's, you know, if somebody falls and hurts out there, even though you may have insurance, they're gonna sue the town, or they're gonna sue, of course, yourselves as well. So that was the main reason I told Erica, effective, you know, June 1st, due to liability reasons, you know, we're starting to back things out there.
Well, I mean, we do have private insurance, like you said, which, I mean, I understand that there could be the concern for somebody taking it up with the town, but I can also put it in our paperwork saying that, you know, the town of Griffith and the Franklin Center would not be held liable to any, legal issues if my child were to get hurt. If I were to adopt that in the paperwork and had parents sign that, would that be an issue for us to continue moving forward?
I think all we need to do is, I thought I was gonna be speaking to somebody from your group this week, but that didn't happen for a couple of reasons, but, maybe we get together with you in the next week or so. Just kind of explain some of the issues that we have. Mr. Marker had alluded to the liability. More importantly, you know, there's a liability of kids being in there with adults. You know, there's a reason why kids can't go into a school unsupervised, and we've unfortunately had situations where we've got kids running around all over Franklin. I believe we had a group of 3 people went through Franklin last week, and it was a mess. And the bathrooms are disgusting. There's food wrappers around. There's pizza boxes around. And I believe, Chief Mance, did you see the incident report from the police officer from Saturday night?
Yeah, so part of the issue is we have groups of, I'm not saying it's any one group, but we've got groups that go in the building and they're, I'm not gonna say how they're doing, but they're making the lock mechanism not work, and then they come in later, kids will come in later in the day or over the weekend and use the facilities. They have free reign, so we're finding bathrooms that are being used that shouldn't be used. We're finding second floor areas where no one should be in, that's totally off limits. Lights are on, rooms have been entered. We're finding food remnants everywhere. So there's a lot of usage issues presently at the building that doesn't have full-time supervision. It's a safety issue as far as law enforcement. It's a big concern of mine that I have, that we've got so many people who are unvetted and walking around, especially with children being present.
Yeah, I think a lot of what's happening too, people are either sharing their access code or their fob to somebody else to get in there if they aren't taping like I said, they're literally taping the doors, the hinge, not the hinge, but the mechanism to the door shut open so they can go back later and sneak in. So it's not a good thing. But certainly we don't want to leave you hung dry at all. Let's see if we can get together and talk about something. And just so you're aware, I don't know if you remember how this even started. Quite a few years ago, the schools came to us asking if they could temporarily use Franklin Gym for cheer practice because either if they lost their access in the school, something, I don't know what happened there. So we said, okay, we can do it on a temporary basis, and it just has been on a temporary basis for quite a number of years now. And it's just expanded and expanded to the point where, you know, there's a lot of kids in there. And we've got complaints from the groups that are in there that there's kids running around throughout the whole building, whether they're yours or somebody else's. We don't know, but it's just been an issue. And we've got to address that, and unless we want to pay somebody 2 or 3 people, you know, full-time to be there or while the doors are open, and we're already throwing good money after bad until we figure out what's going wrong, what we're going to do with the building, so.
And to reference back President Campos, is that you're not the only one. So there is another group that has also been told the same. So you're not the only one, sir. Like I said, I'm a big sponsor of Pop Warner. I'm really proud of what you guys done. But unfortunately, the liability is the main issue here. It's just, we have the fact that with Chief Mance, you know, and then if a child gets hurt, maybe by an adult, that liability falls into town too. And, you know, it breaks my heart that we have to do that, but that's kind of where we're at now. I hope that when you talk to Councilman Rifa, that you'll be able to get some resolution here, and you're always welcome, of course, at a study session to talk further.
All right. Anybody else have a comment or a question? All right. The meeting is adjourned.